Hello, and let's get right into the sharing of more news from host GJ3 Full, okay? Breaking news, April 20th, 2025, quote from source: American car manufacturers have long complained about non-tariff barriers blocking access to the Japanese market, particularly regulations, requirements, or conditions, strict, precise, and exacting about for safety standards. In a report from the U.S. Trade Representative, in March, it was mentioned that Japan does not accept the certification of American safety standards as equal to its own, with unique testing protocols and obstacles to creating distribution and service networks. The Japanese government believes there is room to soften some of the safety principle or standard by which may be judged or decided in the country, particularly the rules for crash safety testing of vehicles. The government also noted that Tokyo aims to increase rice imports as part of its negotiating strategy. So the USA gets rice from Tokyo, Japan. According to another source, some sushi bars and specialty food stores in the USA may import Japanese rice. More from news source: in early April, Donald Trump imposed tariffs on imports to the US from more than 180 countries. Specifically, Japan faced a 25% tariff on imports of steel, aluminum, and cars. Later, Trump suspended the new tariffs for 3 months and set a uniform tariff rate of 10% for all countries. Japan was one of the first to begin negotiations with the U.S. regarding import tariffs. Following the latest meeting, Washington agreed to reach an agreement before the expiration of 90% of the mutual tariff delay. Earlier, Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba stated that American tariffs could seriously harm the global economic order. So they really do need America for something after all, despite the way that people have been talking lately. Breaking news, April 20th, 2025, quote from source: but the White House is set to clamp down on deliveries under $800, specifically those sent from China and Hong Kong, on 2nd day of May, when it closes a loophole allowing low-value packages to enter the U.S. without undergoing any duties. The removal of the so-called de minimis rule will impact the likes of the fast fashion firm Shein and Temu, the low-cost retail giant. Shein and Temu have both warned that they will increase prices due to recent changes in global trade rules and tariffs. The Trump administration has claimed that many shippers in China hide illegal substances and hide the true contents of shipments sent to the U.S. through misguiding or misleading shipping practices. Under an executive order, the White House said the measures were aimed at addressing the synthetic opioid supply chain, which it said play a significant role in the artificial opioid crisis in the U.S. Beijing has said that the opioid fentanyl is a U.S. problem and China has the strictest drug policies in the world. Oh, so China has the strictest drug policies? So why can't USA become to have more stricter drug policies as well? If China is already doing so, then why can't USA now do the same? More from this particular news source: last week, meaning around the time of April 20th, 2025, Hong Kong Post said it was suspending packages sent to the U.S. by sea, and from 27th day of April would stop accepting parcels destined for America. It said the U.S. is unreasonable, bullying, and forcing tariffs in a misuse way kind of manner. And so even Temu was talking about raising their taxes for things because of this all? If they was so mad at the USA for doing so, if so, according to them, then why they turn and do the very same thing, meaning as of during the time of April 20th, 2025? More from this particular news source: 1. Shein and Temu warn tariffs will raise prices in U.S., and 2. Americans could pay more for these everyday basics under Trump's new tariffs. And people were likely all so very mad and upset over such childlike behavior? This is why GJ3 full, just stay quiet, and just wait for the news. GJ3 full, don't have time to be getting into any drama, especially online drama, because they all be forever talking back and forth, but do they all even really know the whole story for their own self yet, or not? So therefore, GJ3 full stays out of it, and waits until more news comes, because right news may take time, it may not always come so fast, but sooner or later, it always comes. Got to be patient nowadays. Moving on. It also seems that DHL Express had suspended their deliveries to the USA, according to the news source for April 20, 2025, and GJ3 full. Bets there were some particulars that were very upset about that as well. With things that have been all going on, with the kinds of things that has been being delivered into the USA lately. GJ3 full sees this all now, for him to just count his blessings again, because GJ3 full was cool with it then, and even more now. And now on to something else that people have been going around talking about. Define martial law. Military government, involving the temporary prevention of something from continuing or being in force or effect of ordinary law. Quote from source. Martial law in the United States refers to times in United States history in which a region, state, city, or the whole United States was placed under the control of a military body. On a national level, both the U.S. President and the U.S. Congress have the power, within certain constraints, to force something unwelcome or unfamiliar to be accepted or put in place. Martial law, since both the U.S. President and the U.S. Congress can be in charge of the military force. In nearly every state, the governor has the power to force something unwelcome or unfamiliar to be accepted or put in place, the martial law, within the borders of the state. In the United States, martial law has been used in a limited number of circumstances, such as New Orleans, during the Battle of New Orleans, after major disasters, such as the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, the 1906 San Francisco earthquake, or during riots, such as the Omaha Race Riot of 1919, or the 1920 Lexington riots. Local leaders declared martial law to protect themselves from mob violence, such as Nauvoo, Illinois, during the Illinois Mormon War, or Utah during the Utah War, or in response to chaos associated with protests and rioting, such as the 1934 West Coast waterfront strike in Hawaii, after Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor, and during the Civil Rights Movement, in response to the Cambridge Riot of 1963. And there have been people going around saying things lately, so if people in the USA truly do not want for the USA to become under military law, then, when you all protest, you best to understand what a true, peaceful protest means, henceforth, understand. And you know what else? Talk to the Palestinians in the USA, because they might try to cause you all to become into military law in the USA. Violence is not the answer, after all, because in the USA, it may come with a consequence. If people want to act like that, they do not know what peaceful protest really truly entirely means today, as of May 2025. This is not anymore the times of segregation in the USA as how it was decades ago in the USA, so get with the times today, lest you all wants to become downgraded. Do you, or do you not?
Members, let me upgrade you, introduce the times to you, stretching neckties and no labels, upgrade you, I can out, let me upgrade you, members, let me upgrade you, flip a new page, do some new things and upgrade you, I can out, let me upgrade you, members, let me upgrade you, because too many now seems to know about violence so much today. But there's too many now seems to have forgotten about some other things, boo.
And this has been more news from host GJ3 Full, and now the thumbnails should be popping up. YouTube, please pop up the thumbnails. Thank you for watching. Peace.